and welcome back to another video. My name is Christina and today we are doing another hashtag. I've been doing a lot of hashtags lately, but this one is called hashtag goodolddecks, and it's about the decks that we no longer either use a lot because time has passed and we've moved on from them, or that we used to see them a lot on YouTube and Instagram and whatnot, and now we don't, and it's just a hashtag to reminisce about the good old decks. So yeah, I will start with the Shadowscapes Tarot, which is my first deck. This is the deck that I learned to read tarot with, and I find it beautiful and whimsical, and it has like fantasy elements and fairies and people in hoods and dragons and mermaids and women dancing on turtles. I don't know, it's just very beautiful. I really identified with the Queen of Cups at the beginning, because I would be jumping on stones on a river if I could. And yeah, this is by Stephanie Pimula, and she has a new deck now out that's called the Verdance Tarot. She has two new decks, the Tree Keepers Oracle and the Verdance Tarot. I don't know about the Oracle deck though. I'm not sure that that's the title of it. But yeah, it's a good deck that I use to enhance my intuition or just practice with my intuition and the symbols and elements that appear in each card. It's a very approachable deck to me, because I like to look at everything, even though the cards themselves are very small and you have to literally zoom in a lot to be able to see that there's a heart here, there are strings and a puppet being held here, there's a fairy that's like pleading with the devil, and there's a crow with a crown here, there's a lock and the key is right there, and the person is chained, is tied to the lock, but they are not completely trapped in there. They could easily look up and get out from under the devil if they tried, though it can be hard if you're, you know, in a situation down on your luck. And here, just having the elements represented in the wings of the magician. This was an inspiration to the magician in my own deck as well. I'll talk more about it whenever I do that walkthrough that I've been talking about for a while now. But yeah, this is the Shadowscapes Tarot, an oldie but a goodie. And I had this deck for a while before I trimmed it, and when I trimmed it, you know, the edges looked like this, very worn out, but I don't know. I don't know why I started that line of thought. Um, I think I wanted it to look like new again. I don't know why, because now I like that worn in look in tarot decks. So yeah, and the edging, I tried to edge it in silver, and you can sort of see it. It's edged in silver, but the edging was not very careful. I wasn't very careful with the edging, as you can see. So there, each card has a little bit on the back for the edging of the cards. So yeah, that's the Shadowscapes. Oh crap. The next one was gonna be the original Rider-Waite-Smith, but I dropped it all on the floor. I use this deck mostly as just reference at the moment. I don't read with it at all. I used to read with it a lot, and it's a classic. It's what so many decks are based on. So yeah, definitely a good one to have. And I'm just gonna pass on to the next one because now I have cards all over the floor. This is the Earth Magic Oracle. This was my first Oracle deck. This is what I honed in my intuition with. I colored the edges in this green, and now that I think about it, maybe it would have been better to do it in a purple. But you know, there's still green in the background in the backing of the cards, so it fits. Sort of. It's not exactly the same type of green, but you know, it fits. It's okay. So this is by Stephen D. Farmer, and it's a deck of many different paintings and art by different people, all gathered in this one deck that has the theme of earth magic. And there is a title and the keyword, and then the image down here at the bottom. And this is a very typical setup for an oracle deck, for, you know, mid teens, 20 teens, oracle, I think. But yeah, this is one of the few oracle decks where I read the book cover to cover and I have notes on it. I would sit on the metro and write on the book with my little pencil and just explore the pages and see what they said, and then go back home and play with the cards and then journal about it. And it fit very well with the Shadowscapes Tarot, because look, isn't that beautiful? Of course, this is more fantasy. This is more rooted in the earth and reality, but it goes well together, I think. So yeah, I really like this deck. I don't use it a lot anymore. I don't use a lot of oracle, to be honest. If I use it, it's like clarifying or just like a single card pull for the day, just to check energies and whatnot. But yeah, Earth Magic Oracle. These two are definitely old and good. Oldies but goodies. This is the first edition of the Animal Spirit, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. So I got this indie. And when this came out, the second edition of the Wild Unknown had come out, and it had this same type of back, but the lines were in black, so it looked like snakeskin. So this is the Wild Unknown Tarot. This is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle. It's based on animals and energies, and we have elements, suits for each animal. We have earth, air, water, fire, and spirit. And yeah, the we have the dragon here, which is the image on the box. I don't know what to say about these decks more than, you know, other than what I've already said, at least about the Wild Unknown Tarot. With the Animal Spirit Oracle, I really like the art. I really like the different animals chosen to be represented in it. Except for, let me see if I can find them. Is he gonna be in the back? Fish, okay. I am annoyed at this card because it's so general. There are so many different types of fish that you could have chosen to represent in your deck, like salmon, like with the Gentle Tarot as the Fool, or maybe an angel fish or a beta fish, or you know, something a bit more specific that you could, like, I don't know. But do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying? It's a bit annoying that it's just fish, and just a generic fish. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful image, but it's just, in the context of an oracle deck, I think it falls flat to just have a generic fish. A flying fish would have been amazing. You know, he goes out of its own element to escape, to swim. I don't know, fly. You know, it's maybe for a future deck of mine, I could figure out a way to add different type of fish. I have been thinking about a Oracle del Encanto. But who knows? Okay. Yes. It's also the first Oracle deck that I've seen having a shark as part of the selection of animals in it. Sure. This one is the Sun and Moon Tarot. I really like this deck, and I am including it here because I used to have this deck years ago, but I trimmed it, didn't like it, and sold it. I missed it, and I wanted it back. So I got it. And I do admit I haven't been using it. I have to admit about that with a lot of my decks, because I've only been using my Tarot del Encanto for, you know, pictures for Instagram and promotion and sharing and all that stuff. So I have been neglecting the rest of my collection, so I'm a bit sad about that. But it's you know, what are you gonna do? It's the reality of the situation. So yeah, but this is a cool little deck. The suits are divided by colorways. You can see the major arcana are the ones that do their own thing with the colors, but we see yellow, bright, you know, mustard yellow and green for the pentacles, orange and black for the wands, white and blue, light blue for the swords, and dark blue and teal for the cups. And I think that's a very cool way to differentiate the suits in a spread. You can, you know, signal which card is from which suit very easily like that. And it just makes the reading smoother. Even though this deck does have a combination of Rider-Waite-Smith in the minor arcana and Thoth in the major arcana. So it gets a bit tricky with that, but I can still read it. And there are keywords too. This is Art Oracles. As you know, I am an artist, and this is like my fandom, I guess. We have artists that, nudity by the way, very doodly nudity, not so doodly nudity. Anyways, there's different artists, and this is part of a series. Like there's like fashion icon oracles, and like music oracles, and designers oracles, and whatnot. It's funky, and it has so the meaning of the card is written in there are messages written on the cards, and they are signaled by a spiral, a pencil, and an eye. The spiral means life. The pencil means work, and the eye means inspiration. So yeah, the let's see, who Caravaggio is so bloody. Jackson Pollock, sure, why not? The meaning doesn't come from titles. If fame finds you, keep working in spite of it. And chaos is handmade. And then we can see in the guidebook, Jackson Pollock, Jackson Pollock, Jackson Pollock. There we go. Okay, you can see there's an explanation of his life and whatnot. They have the name of the artist, where they come from, the year they were born, and when they died. The explanation of their life and what they did. And then the rest of the meaning is all in the cards. So yeah, there's Henry Matisse, Yves Klein, Piet Mondrian, Diane Arbus, Salvador Dali, Paul Gauguin, Le Corbusier, Andy Warhol, Louise Bourgeois. I really like her stuff. Remembering through art is better than forgetting. An inference is worth 1,000 appendages, and draw on private pain to connect with the public. Beautiful. Okay. This is another deck that has been in the bin for storage, because again, I don't use it much. I thought about giving it away or selling it or something, but it's just so cool. I mean, there's Basquiat. I know this guy, but I don't remember his name. Yayoi Kusama, Van Gogh, and Georgia O'Keeffe. I think it's Georgia O'Keeffe because it's like the skull and the lady. And so yeah, there's this. This is out of print, but it is the first edition of The Oracle of Echoes by Anatolian. I have the guidebook in PDF form, so it's in my computer. And yeah, this is a deck that I used to use a lot, and you can see in the cardstock how much I used it, because it's so beat up down here, but yeah, it's just so good and so well balanced, and the art is so organic and just, I don't know, it's so artsy. And your work is wonderful, by the way. Yeah, this is the edition with the red backs. The second edition has the blue and purple backing with the flower. And I don't know how the new edition is gonna look. If there is a new edition, I hope there is, because this is a beautiful deck and I kind of want to have it with the little guidebook with it. So yeah, she made this through makeplayingcards.com, so it's held up very well. So yeah, this is very ominous. It's a good deck to have. Transformation. Beautiful. This is the Halloween Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. These are the backs. I edged it in a like a silvery and coppery situation. It's all over the place. And the backing is also a bit smudged with the edging, but I don't mind it. It gives it character. This is an oldie but a goodie. I remember watching Penny Dreadful and getting a particular card. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Getting this card. Spider. Right? Is it this card? Yeah. So I was watching Penny Dreadful and they were in a garden or something and talking about arachnids and scorpions and whatnot, and I pulled this card and I just started laughing because spiders are arachnids too. So I was like, ha, that's a cool connection. So yeah, it's a quirky deck. There's a lot of repetition in the skulls used, as you can see. I was out of frame, so whoops. But yeah. Classic vampire. Then we have the medicine cards, and I talked a bit about this on another hashtag, that I really love the book for the stories. It's like you could choose an animal, and like you could do bibliomancy with this book as well, as just ants, patience, and just read through the story and see what comes up, what resonates from that. So there's a new way to try and use this book as well, as using the cards. Oh no, these are the empty cards. There are empty cards as well, because you can have the opportunity to write down your very own animals. And yeah, this is just, oh, there's Spider again. This is just a very cool, oh, and salmon. See, it brings a different meaning to just having fish. These are focused on American animals, not from the United States only. I am talking about the whole of the Americas, by the way, because America is the whole hemisphere, and that's what I'm gonna say. So, ooh, raven, lynx, buffalo, mouse, owl, beaver, opossum, crow, oof, fox, squirrel, dragonfly, da. It's a lot of animals in here, and I need to be patient enough, like the ant said. I need to be patient enough to be able to use this deck, because it involves heavily leaning into the book, and I haven't had patience to do that in a while. Then finally, it's this little deck. This is the Crazy Sexy Love Notes by Chris Carr. And this is an oldie but a goodie for me. It's also one of those that I had a long time ago and let go of and missed it a bunch and wanted it back. So I had to hunt it down on eBay to get it. It's one of those that has like a key phrase, an image on one side, and then the meaning on the other side. So the deck doesn't really come with a book. It only comes with this little card from the author, the information about the author and the artist. So have you heard about hug decks? This is one of my hug decks. It's one time I showed my cousin and she's like, "Oh, I thought you meant dirty sexy," and I'm like, no, just fun sexy. It's just a sweet deck, and it's just a nice way to like center yourself and have a little message for the day. Right now I have the Little Frogs Oracle deck in my living room, but before that I had the Crazy Sexy Love Notes to give us some guidance during the week. So it's just pretty, and the messages are short and sweet and sort of poignant. You are loved, dance, accept yourself, gossip dims your glow, notice the blessings, it's time to rise. And that's the cover image on the box. So yeah, I think that's all that I had to show. So thank you so much for watching. Did I say who started this tag? I don't know if I said who started this tag. It was Nova Mundi Tarot, by the way. I am so sorry if I went through the whole video without mentioning that. So yeah, apologies for that if it happened. But yeah, this was hashtag goodolddecks, and these are most of the decks that I had at the beginning of my journey with tarot and oracle at different stages. And you know, there were some other decks that I let go of and I'm still missing, like the Cosmic Tarot by Norbert Loch. I think that's his name. It is what it is. Yeah, that's that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.